Hi there, welcome to Saints Archive's first Facebook live broadcast. My name's Will, and I'm here with our guest, Michael Kern. Hi there, Michael.
Evening, Will. For the next 45 minutes or so, we are going to be reminiscing about that glorious day on the 1st of May, 1976, when Lawrie and the boys went to Wembley and won us the FA Cup. We're going to have a couple of special guests, including man of the match from the Cup final, Jim Steele. So if you've got your questions, type them below.
So I've got a few questions for you,
Yeah.
you'd be pleased to know.
So
how did the film actually come about?
So this time last year, I released the first Life of a Saint book, interviews with 21 former Saints, just about their story, their journey, and just love storytelling, loved kind of recording those memories, because if you don't record memories, they get lost. And so we did the first book, and I thought, there's a big anniversary next year, 45 years since we won the Cup. Let's do something to celebrate that. And I thought, well, easy enough, we'll do a Life of a Saint 76 edition book. And then I thought, well, actually, let's record these interviews properly and film them, and why don't we just make a movie? So a phone call to Mike Few, which we'll talk to Mike about a bit later on. And yeah, here we are, 12 months later, plenty of ups and downs, but hopefully we've made something special that the fans are going to love. And most importantly, made something for me that the players are proud of, and Laurie's proud of. You know, Laurie's seen the film and he's over the moon with it, from what I've been told, which is great. So yeah, it's just keeping the legacy alive, keeping the memory alive for those guys, because they did something pretty special for us.
And in the couple of years we've known each other, I've known through various projects that you've done, you tend to give back to the community. So where are the proceeds of the film going to? So
for me, proceeds for this one are going back to the boys of 76 and also the Saints Foundation. The Saints Foundation have done an incredible job. Greg and the team in lockdown have been supporting some amazing projects. I was lucky enough to do some volunteering with them at Fairshare during the first lockdown. They've done an amazing job, like really rallied the community, really supported people that needed the help. So yeah, proceeds from this film going to the boys as a thank you from us, as the fans, to say thank you for everything you did for us in 76 and teaching us to believe. You know, they taught us to believe that we can win the Cup, and it's been incredibly painful since because we've got this belief and we just can't get close as much as we tried as we did this year. We tried a little bit, and we didn't really try in the semi-final, but there we go. But yeah, they taught us to dream, they taught us to believe, they gave us our greatest day. So thank you to them, and then a big thank you to the Saints Foundation for the work they do to support our amazing community.
And I understand, obviously, filming over the last few months must have been really challenging.
Yeah, no, look, filming and working in COVID, I think everyone will know how tough it's been and how difficult those things are. You know, we've been very lucky with filming locations. We're here at Sholing Football Club tonight, and Dave Diper, the manager, and all the staff at Sholing were brilliant. And this just gave us a really enclosed, sterile environment that we could sanitise and bring the players in with just a cameraman and a sound. And so it was really nice. It was, that kind of environment was great. We had to move interviews around at times to fit with people's schedules, and then of course when you're getting to the editing process, you know, traditionally you'd go into an edit suite and you'd do all stuff. We had to do things remotely, and yeah, it was a challenge, and even down to getting different elements of the product all together and waiting for prototypes, demos of everything. You know, it took a bit longer, but yeah, it was a bit of a challenge, but I wouldn't have changed it for the world, because you know I've watched the film back several times now in the edit suite. And I personally feel we've made something that hopefully the fans are going to love, that I hope makes the players proud, because that's the most important thing for me, is, you know, keeping the legacy alive for the lads, because they were proper footballers. You know, they and still do make time for the fans. They socialise with the fans at the time. They still do. And that's missing from our beautiful game right now. So it's important that we remember those lads of 76 and give them the full credit they deserve.
Perfect. Well, we'd like to follow up just now with a short clip from the film.
And this is the sound of the 1976 FA Cup final. Welcome Manchester United and welcome Southampton. They come out.
You could see like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's probably about 30 or 40 yards long, and you're going up and you're going up, and there's a noise, and it's like a beehive, you know, the buzz of humming, boom, 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 boom. And the nearer you get, all of a sudden the light is wide. And the noise is unbelievable.
They were young. They were flying, you know. So it wasn't easy, but it was, as I said, you know, we sort of had a game plan, obviously, to keep it as tight as we possibly could. And Southampton aren't renowned for that. We've never been renowned for keeping it tight, you know.
The first 20 minutes of the game, we were hammered, absolutely hammered. Ian Turner kept us in the game. It hit every part of his body, the ball. If you look at it, he's coming out, it hit his leg, hit his head, hit his bum. the lot.
Turner comes out and a vital save by Ian Turner.
Oh, there's a couple of bobblers, if that's what you call heroics.
Hi, welcome back. Right, so I know over the years I've been running the Saints Archive, I've had the opportunity to meet several of my heroes and even interview them on podcasts, and I kind of always, and still now get that brilliant, get to meet them.
Yeah.
What must it felt like for you? Do you get the same? Or?
Oh, massively. Massively. I remember last year when I had the privilege of working pitchside at St Mary's, you know, we at half time, I remember the first game, and we were just there, and it was the Man United game, I think was the first one we did it, and we had Rod Wallace there, and obviously the fans' reaction was just incredible, and you know you're meeting someone who means so much to the fans and to you as a presenter and as a fan as well, and yeah, sitting opposite as we are now, obviously socially distanced and interviewing the boys from 76 was unreal. You know, as I mentioned earlier, it's something that's inspired me massively. You know, Southampton in Division 2, going to Wembley, beating Tommy Docherty's Man United, it just gives you the sense of belief you can achieve anything. And that's what we did in 76. And it's inspired me in my life and career when I was playing football. As a kid, all I wanted to do was play in an FA Cup final like the boys and win the cup for Southampton. And yeah, so being sat opposite all of them, you know, Shannon, Peach, Turner, Steele, Lawrie, just the boys we interviewed for the documentary was just incredible. Pete Rodriguez, the captain, it was amazing. I feel very privileged to have spent that time with them, especially where we've been in a lockdown, you know, and you know it's been difficult for people not being able to see people, to have that opportunity to be sat opposite your heroes and have a conversation with them about an amazing piece of history was very special and something I'll never forget.
Perfect. And where can we get a copy of the film, the box set?
Yeah, for sure. So lifeofasaint.co.uk is the website you can go to, and we've I'm very conscious that obviously at the moment it's difficult for everyone, and I want to make sure everyone can get involved. So there's lots of different ways. So you can stream the movie online, you can rent it, you can buy it online and stream it from the website. You can also just get the DVD, you can get the book on its own, you get them together. But we've done these really cool limited edition boxes, which look like this, which are really cool. And in there you get the book, you get the DVD, you get the scarf, which is up there, player cards and bits and pieces as well. So yeah, we've got these 1,976 of these. So kind of sell these all out. You know, we'll be able to write a nice big check for the foundation and for the boys. So yeah, lifeforsaint.co.uk, and yeah, I'll tell everyone in a second about something else that they can get involved in as well. So that's cool. Perfect. Awesome. Right, Will's going to step out at this point because we've got a few more guests. We're going to sanitise the left-hand side. Of course, we're still under COVID protocols. But obviously, I just mentioned how you can get hold of different things on the website, lifeforsaint.co.uk. Jim, who is our very special guest this evening, has signed 25 copies of the DVD. And everyone who orders in the next 24 hours, we're going to randomly put a signed copy by the man of the match, Mr. Jim Steele, into a selection of the orders. We've got 25 of these, so if you order in the next 24 hours, you've got the chance of getting yourself one of those. lifeofasaint.co.uk. Okay, let's bring in our next couple of guests. Leon, in you come. We've cleaned the area. Come and grab a microphone. And Mike Few's here as well. Mike, come and grab a microphone. Don't forget, if you've got a question for Jim, please comment below, because we're going to have a little Q&A with Jim very shortly. Mike, let's start with you, because 12 months ago, I called up Mike and said, look, we've just done this book, it's really cool, but I want to make a movie. What did you think, Mike, when I said, let's make a movie about 76?
I really couldn't believe it, but I thought, what a brilliant idea. We worked really hard on the book, and then I thought, this man's mad, you know. How can we make a movie? I can do it, he said.
Yeah.
All I need you to do is get the players, find some venues, and I'll do the rest. And this is what's happened. It is absolutely brilliant. We had absolute great fun doing it. We met lots of personalities. We all worked blooming hard on it. But it's turned out to be excellent.
Yeah, I think what was really nice is how the players really wanted to get involved in it as well, wasn't it? I think I found with those interviews that the players loved talking about it, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, some of them we couldn't stop. They just get going. Yeah. And we had lots of bleeps, of course.
No, it was good, wasn't it?
It was good. It was brilliant. It was really good fun. And it was good to talk to the old players again. And I think they really enjoyed it because it all came back to them again, and they were playing that game when they were talking to us, which was fabulous.
Yeah.
They were really with it.
Massively. Leon is with us as well. Many of you on the archive, you'll know Leon incredibly well. you kindly wrote some of the chapters in the book for us, obviously because sadly Osgood and Stokes are no longer with us, and it was really important for me in the film to remember those guys, because we wouldn't have won the cup without them. You know, they were a vital part of it. And obviously in the book we transcribed the interviews with the players, but obviously Ozzy and Bobby, I wanted a nice tribute, and I kindly asked you to do that because you saw them play. It's something that I thought was really important. Just tell us about those two, because they're legends.
Oh, you got the word right there, Mike. Legends. Ozzy, obviously, come from Chelsea, is a legend, and Bobby becoming a legend overnight, scoring the winning goal at Wembley, didn't he? So, I remember watching Bobby Stokes make his debut for Saints when he was 18, and he scored 2 goals on his debut, and you know, what's it? 8 years later, there he is, scoring the winning goal.
Yeah, incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible. I love your contribution to the book, The Life of a Saint Cup Winners Edition, because it was just nice to hear your stories in that. How did you find writing about them? Because I guess, you know, writing about 2 people that were so special isn't an easy challenge. I didn't give you an easy job.
Yeah, it was fairly easy. I've loved the history of the club anyway, so it was just a matter of doing a little bit of research here and there. So it's a real privilege to be asked, Mike, to be honest, a real privilege to write for those 2 players.
Yeah, no, massive. So it's just such a shame they're not with us, you know, today. And obviously, Mike, we've put a nice tribute in the film. You know, I think it kind of sums it up nicely. I think it was just so beautiful how all the players spoke about the 2 lads was really special.
Oh, it was really good, and they spoke as if they were still there. The memories actually came back. The more they spoke about them, it came back. It was quite, at times it felt quite sad that they weren't with us to celebrate this occasion. Yeah. It's been a long time, and the fans also have remembered it, and you know, really good.
No, massively, certainly. Well, Mike, thank you very much for all your help in it. Mike's been incredible when we've kind of faced the ups and downs that COVID. We've spent hours on the phone panicking, thinking, not got long till this movie's going to come out, but we've done it. So, Mike, thank you so much to you for everything that you've done with it.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and you have worked so hard on it.
Hey,
it's a tribute to you, to be quite honest.
Hey, it's a tribute to the boys. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. And Neil, thank you so much, obviously, for all your input on the archive as well. It's you know, the job that you do and Will does, and everyone on that group is amazing. And you know, so thank you so much for that. Please keep it up.
Yeah, cheers, Mike. Thank you. It's a labour of love, and we love it.
Well, that's what it's about, right? Isn't it? It's a labour of love, and it's what being a Saints fan is all about. So thank you so much.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Right, we have got our guest coming up next, the one only Mr. Jim Steele. We're just going to reset the set on the left-hand side. And while we do that, let's just take a little look at a graphic, just show you how you can get your hands on your limited edition box and what's in there. Of course, you've got the DVD, the book, the player cards, the scarf is all in there. You can get your hands on that. It's 45 quid the box. As I mentioned, proceeds go into the Boys of 76 and also the Saints Foundation as well. So, you know, your support on this is going to make a huge difference to lots and lots of people. So thank you so much for getting involved. As I mentioned, there's only 1,976 of those. So if you want to get involved, you know what to do. Go to the website liveforsaint.co.uk. And as I mentioned, there are 25 of these signed DVDs, which Jim has kindly signed for us this evening. If you get your copy within the next 24 hours, we're going to put those in there as well. So make sure you head to the website, liveforsaint.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match from the 1976 FA Cup final, Mr. Jim Steele.
Hi, guys.
Jim, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I think I know the answer to my first question, but take me back 45 years. I'm guessing this time, 45 years ago, you were having a bit of a party.
We always had a party after we won, or we had a party after we lost. The home games, everybody used to go around the gateway, and even some of the opposition players would come with us. But it was fun. And that's how it was then. You actually played real football. The football nowadays, I just don't agree with.
Yeah.
It's pass, and then you're on the opposition's 18-yard box and you end up passing it back to your goalkeeper. It just don't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Does it seem like 45 years ago, or does it just seem like yesterday?
Yesterday. I don't feel... I must have been 26 when we won. So I'm 71 now, but I don't feel like 71. It doesn't seem like 45 years ago. But I mean, it's fantastic when you think about it. And we were 6-1 underdogs. Man United was 6-1 to 1-6, and we were 6-1. I had 20 quid on, so I was quite happy with that money. But the money they make now, I mean, £380,000 a week or something.
Yeah.
I was on £120 a win, which was a lot of money then, I suppose, and £60 a win, £30 a draw. So you kick your granny for 30 quid in those days.
Amazing. If you've got a question for Jim, just comment. I'm on the Saints Archive group now, so if you've got a question you want to ask Jim, please just throw it in. We're going to be chatting for about 20-25 minutes, so to jump on with a question if you've got one. It was a hot day in '76. It was pretty warm, wasn't it?
It was roasting.
The full-time whistle goes. What were you thinking? What was going through your mind? Because it was a tough game of football, but I guess there's the adrenaline mixed with I'm knackered.
No, we weren't tired at all. We all grabbed each other and we were celebrating. It was just fantastic. To beat Man United, I mean, who were odds-on favourites, was incredible. But, I mean, I remember Lawrie coming in at half-time, and I played I was the sweeper, not a centre-back. Mel Blythe was the centre-half. They would head the ball and everything. And Pedro and Peachy they were full-backs going forward. And I was always the sweeper. So I used to play offside all the time. And that's what I did. And we got away with it quite a bit. But it was just incredible when we were, over the moon. And Lawrie said to me at half-time, "What do you think?" And I said, "If we score, we win." And he went, "Oh, I thought we scored then." But it was, they had one chance, I think. They had a header that hit the bar. And I don't really think they had another chance in the game. So it was pretty good.
Going into the game, obviously there was, from chatting to the players, they're seeing there was this area of confidence that, we can do this today. Was that something that you had as well?
Yeah. I think we can beat this. Well, yeah, I was definitely confident. I don't know why, but I was extremely confident. And then I must admit, I did close my eye and say, "Please God, let us win," when we were waiting for the first whistle to blow. So we won.
Yeah, incredible. Let's have a little chat about the journey. I was with Hugh this morning. Some of you would have got a knock on your door by myself and Hugh Fisher delivering some of your boxes that you've pre-ordered. His goal against Aston Villa, we were chatting to one gentleman on the doorstep today and he was like, "That goal, if you hadn't have scored that goal, we wouldn't have won the cup." And Hugh's incredibly humble about it. He goes, "Oh, no, there was a long way to go at that point." But that goal was incredibly vital.
The goal was really important. That was a last-minute job. And it was with his left peg, which he couldn't even kick with. So it was quite incredible. We go, "Well done, Hughie." And then the away game, we won easy. So yeah, it was fantastic. Everybody always says to me, "Oh, you won the FA Cup." I say, "Look, if it hadn't been for Hughie Fisher scoring in the last minute, we'd never have reached the FA Cup."
Yeah.
And, well, actually, I tried to come off with about a minute to go in the final just to get Hughie on, because you got more money if you played. And Lawrie told me, I can't very well swear, he said something off.
Yeah.
I went, "Okay, boss."
Answers on a postcard. What did Lawrie say? Yeah. No, that's a great. Yeah, Hughie told us that story. He kind of trying to get him on in the final, which is incredibly nice gesture. But let's not forget, you were man of the match in that game as well.
Yeah, but that was only because I think Peachy and Pierre Rodriguez, they were fullbacks that would push up all the time, and Mel Blythe was a man that marked. He always marked the player, and I was the sweeper, so I played offside. I don't know how many offsides I got that day, but that's how I did in those days. I could read the game fairly well, and that's what I did against Man U. But it was, fantastic win.
Let's talk about the team a little bit. You know, you've mentioned obviously defensively, you know, a strong team at the back, but we had that flair going forward, didn't we, in '76 with people like Shannon and Osgood. You know, there was just those players up there that were fantastic.
Oh, I could hit Osgood anywhere, on the chest, in the air, and he could defend the ball. Nobody would get near it. And then Mick Shannon was so quick, you could put a long ball up for him to run on. And I don't think they were used to Man United being somebody like Peter Osgood and Mick Shannon. And then Stokesy was a workaholic. He was really, brilliant. And then the other one that was really great, everybody had a good day, but McCalliog was a great passer of the ball. And he could read the game as well. He was brilliant.
Picked out Stokesy perfectly.
But everybody had a good day. I had a good game that day.
Your questions are starting to come through. Thank you so much for those. Let's kick off with Dave Cooper. I bumped into Dave earlier on, actually, when I dropped his box off. Good evening, Dave. Jim, did you ever think about going into football management, is a question from Dave.
I did, and I almost did go in, but I was in America. Because I was captain of the Washington Diplomats for a couple of 2 or 3 years. And I went Memphis Rogue, Chicago Sting, Pittsburgh Spirit. And I thought, these Americans haven't a clue about football. Well, soccer. So I did think about it. I did do a couple of coaching things for the Washington Diplomats. But then my mum and dad were getting on a bit, so I came back to Scotland.
Simon, I think it's Bagara. Hello, Simon. Jim, during the final and even at the Dell, with the amazing atmospheres, could any of the players actually hear your teammates or the gaffer?
Not really, no. It was just ludicrous. It was just loud noise all the time. But it was terrific. Just to have that noise was fantastic. But when we did get that goal, Jesus, we were going nuts.
What was it like in the
6 minutes to go?
Yeah, what was it like in the Because I remember when we chatted to Ian Turner, he was obviously down the other end, and then he said just this whole half of the stadium just erupted, and saying to him like that must have been such a privileged position from him to just see that erupt. The goal goes in. How close were you to the celebrations? Were you first in the middle of the bundle?
Yeah, I was close to being in. There was about 3 or 4 of us all grabbed each other at first, and then Ian Turner came up and went, "What are you doing here? You would way down there." But he ran up and had a little hug as well. But then with 6 minutes left, we thought, come on, we're going to do this now. But at half time, Lawrie asked me, "What do you think?" And I said, "If we score, we win."
We did. We got
and
the
we
goal.
did, yeah.
We got the goal. You mentioned, obviously, from the question from Simon there, you mentioned the Dell. That was kind of we had some good wins in the cup run at the Dell, especially in those replays as well. When we took West Brom back there, we didn't let it get away with a food poisoning gate.
Yeah.
How special was the Dell on a cup night?
I thought fantastic. I loved the Dell because the crowd was so close. I'm sitting here and you're there. That's how close the crowd were. It was fantastic. When I came down here, they used to they go, "Piss off back to Scotland, you Scottish twat." Well, they would. But because you weren't English, they weren't happy.
Let's talk about some of the games that we had in that run. Let's talk about West Brom away, because that was like the food poisoning gate, wasn't it? That was...
Hughie scored in the last minute.
Yeah, another goal in the West Brom one. I think Stokesy got the equaliser on that one, didn't he? And obviously people weren't too well. Were you okay with the food poisoning? Were you all right?
I was fine. Everybody was worried about it because we were having a meal before the game. So we thought, "Are you sure this is okay?" we were worried what we were eating because there was a lot of food poisoning there.
Yeah.
But it's like this pandemic now. It was similar to that then.
Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Right, Andy Kershaw's put a question in. Good evening to you, Andy. Thanks so much for joining us on tonight's Facebook Live. He says, "What do you remember about the open top bus tour the next day? I was on my dad's shoulders in the crowd at the Civic Centre."
What do I remember about it? I can't remember how many beers I had. But I remember that. No, it was fantastic. We couldn't believe the crowd that was there. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And we were so proud to have all this happening in Southampton.
Yeah,
I mean, it would never have happened in Southampton, you would think. When we were going there, we went, there won't be anybody there. And we couldn't believe it when it was jam-packed.
Yeah. Yeah, Mel and Peachy were saying that, like, to actually get there, they didn't realise there were that many people in Southampton.
No, they showed up late. Where are they to? Because they were driving from, well, Mel was coming from London and Peachy coming from the New Forest or somewhere. We're going, come on, where are they? And it was so crowded, even at the Dell.
Yeah.
They didn't realise it would be that crowded. We were all sitting on top of the bus when the two of them came in the cars.
Amazing. Right, let's talk about the celebration. We've got another clip from the movie talking about those celebrations in Southampton.
I never ever thought Southampton had so many people. Because everywhere you turned, the roads were packed, the streets were packed, and there was singing and chanting. It was unbelievable.
So everybody was happy, everybody was jolly. Finished up back at the town hall, up on the balcony, you know, waving the cup and just coming out. Chock-a-block. All the ships down in the harbour, hooters going off. Great atmosphere, you know.
I stole the FA Cup.
I love that. That was one of my favourite bits of the film. When you stole the FA Cup. We won't go into too much detail because we want everyone to go and get the film, but we talk about what happened and the reaction to stealing the cup. But we can talk about a bit where it went, I guess. That won't spoil too much of what's in the movie. But it ends up with you and cowherds, drum and arms. Everyone seems to have a story Gateway. Of where the cup was.
Yeah, the Gateway. Yeah, it was laying somewhere, and I thought, well, I'll take that and just because. The Drum and Arms is where I used to go. Jimmy McGowan was an old player. And I took it up to the Drum and Arms and he went, Steely, where'd you get that? I went, it was just laying there, so I thought I'll take it a little bit. And then I went to a few places. Fleming Arms, Len Buckle, the Drum and Arms, Jimmy McGowan, and the what's the one on the avenue?
Cowherds?
The cowherds, I went in there. They were like, holy moly, you got that? I went,
there we go.
Well, then I put it in front of, I came back the next day and put it in front of Lawrie's door and then shook off down the training room. And then George Horsfall came and said, Steely, boss wants to see you. I went, what's that? What's that for?
Love that. There we go. Tara, a little bit of a sneak peek of what's to come in the film with Jim Steele in the FA Cup. Hello to Mel. He goes, I remember that day. It was such a great memory being amongst that crowd. And apparently Mel Doncombe has drunk many a night in the cowherds with you, Jim. So some many good memories in there. Let's have a word on the fans. Like we mentioned, obviously, on the day of the cup final, they're brilliant, but something that's really come across, and I've been talking to the fans about this film, is their love and appreciation for all of the boys from '76, and to be fair, all of the former players, especially of your era as well. How special is that for you that, you know, fans still want to share a tale and have a story with you and have a chat, and you're still very much in their minds and thoughts?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, I go to 2 or 3 pubs, and a couple of different ones now because of the pandemic. But they all go, oh, Steely, I was at the final, and well, it's just fantastic. But, I mean, when we played the game after the cup final, all the fans were just going nuts. I mean, and there was only, 2 yards between the where you're playing and the crowd. Yeah. There was, I mean, and all the fans were just fantastic. It's just great. I mean, but I mean, to this day, to still recognise me and come in and they all go, "Oh, Steely, how are you doing?" I went, Jesus Christ, how do you know it's me? The fans have been fantastic.
Yeah, there they are. They're an incredibly special bunch, and I just, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this film as well, is to make sure that, you know, the stories that get told generation to generation keep getting passed down. There's some great memories in the film. Do you have a particular moment from the cup run that sticks out for you as a highlight? If you had to just pick one moment.
No, it's only Huey scoring in the last minute.
That goal.
That goal. I mean, it was fantastic going to Wembley. It was, and then, because the Duke of Edinburgh died, and he came out, well, before the game started, and he walked us and shook everybody's hand, which was fantastic, I thought. And then, of course, when we won the cup, we went and seen the Duke, and I went up and I went, okay, he went, yeah. And he sort of winked at me. I think he didn't like Man United. And then we got the medal off the Queen, which was fantastic. I mean, to get between the Duke of Edinburgh and the Queen there, it was just a different world.
Very special day. It's
Very
obviously the
special.
last time she presents it.
Yeah.
And I tried really hard to get a letter from Her Majesty to commemorate the 45th anniversary, and unfortunately I got a letter back from the palace. So I was trying to get a letter from the Queen, because it was the last time she did it, and get it all framed up for you guys, but unfortunately I couldn't get one. I got a letter back from the palace saying that Her Majesty sends her best wishes to you all, but unfortunately I didn't get a letter from the Queen for that.
Well, he seemed really happy. But the Queen, I don't know, maybe she was a Man U supporter.
Let's have a chat. Obviously, post-final, you've won the medal in bits and pieces. It's amazing. And as the years go by, you celebrate another anniversary. And obviously today's a very special one, the 45th anniversary. And we spoke earlier on when we were chatting to Leon about it's a real shame that Bobby and Ozzy aren't with us still. And that was a big thing for me, is making sure that they were remembered in the film. And hopefully, if you've seen it already, you'll hopefully enjoy the tribute we've done to the boys. But just talk us through your memories of those boys, because I know when we spoke before, well, incredibly special players.
They were my best two friends. Stokesy, the only problem, he hated to go back to, because he lived near Pompey. So he had, after training, had to go back and get the train. He never drove. He used to have to get the train back to where he lived near Pompey. But Ozzy and me would always go for a drink. We lived basically in the same place, or the same town. And it was just to lose them was unbelievable. I mean, I still can't believe it.
And what were they like as players? I remember we were talking about, you were saying, Ozzy was just one of those players that was incredible. You could ping a ball and he could just do everything with it.
You could hit his chest and he would shield it. None of the defence would be able to get around. And then Stokesy was just quick and run all the time. He was brilliant.
How did Stokesy deal with becoming a hero overnight? Because he was the quiet one. He was the unassuming one. When you looked at that forward line, everyone looked at Shannon and those boys, but he was the boy that got the goal.
Yeah, just one of them things. And everybody says, he was offside. He wasn't offside. No. Because he was running before McCallio passed the ball. But Stokesy was always had chances, because he was run all the time. He's a great guy as well, really good. Yeah. But I miss, you can imagine how much I missed both of them.
Yeah, massively. I think that's something everyone will echo when it's a shame they're not with us, but the good news is their memory still lives on, and it's important that their families you're going to benefit from this movie as well. So that's a real positive thing for me that I really wanted to make sure that we did with that. Let's talk a little bit about football now, because everyone always goes, we've not won the cup for 45 years, we need to win it again. We got close this year. But the game's just changed massively. If you had the choice of playing now or playing then, what would you pick?
I'd play now, because you get £380,000 a week. I got £3,600 for winning the cup final. I thought, Jesus, yes. And I paid £2,400 in tax. I got 1,200 quid. I went, Jesus Christ. I've still got the thing. No, but I would still play then. I don't think the football's nearly as good as it was then. The football now is rubbish. I mean, I could play now, 71, pass. Couldn't pass it to Eric Martin because he couldn't kick the ball very well. No, it's just, I don't know, it's not the same now. You've got to agree, I mean, it's not the same. It takes them 5 minutes to take a throw in. And then they steal about 10 yards walking up. And then the corner flag, when they take a corner, it's never in the box. It's always outside the box. I don't know how they get away with all this rubbish.
Yeah.
But I'd rather play then, not now. But then again, the money, Jesus.
Yeah.
Unbelievable money.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. And I guess it's a good thing. We didn't have VAR in 76.
I think we still have got a goal. It definitely wasn't offside.
No, that certainly wasn't. Jim, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Saints Archive. Thank you very much to Will.
It's been fantastic, mate.
No, thank you so much. And
Cheers,
thank you
bud.
so much for being part of the project. It means a lot to have the players involved that wanted to participate in it because, you know, as I said, this project is all about you guys and keeping the memory alive. So thank you so much. And you're going to join us for the premiere in June. I think Mike's here.
No
so that's going to be great. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Cheers, Jim. Well, there we go. Hope you've enjoyed that. A little bit of a Facebook Live this evening to celebrate the launch of Lawrie and the boys of 76. I just want to say a few thank yous just before we disappear and let you crack on with the rest of your evening. Obviously, massive thank you to Will, Leon and the entire archive team for allowing us to jump on tonight to talk about the film. So thank you very much to that. Thank you to Graham, who's the guy pressing all the buttons behind us right here as well. You'll see the shirts we've got here. These are the original shirts. From 76. So thank you very much to Rich. You'll see him on social media at Saints Shirts. So massive thank you to him. Theme music at the top you would have seen was from Saints Brass as well. As I mentioned, we've got a premiere event, 27th of June. Jim's going to be there. Other members of the squad as well. All the details will be on social media very, very soon. So get involved with that. As I said as well, we've got these. If you order your copy of Lawrie and the Boys of 76 in the next 24 hours, we've got 25 signed by Mr. Jim Steele, which we're going to put in there as well. And also, I mentioned at the top that Jim has been doing some artwork and bottles in the lockdown. Jim's put these together. We've got about 5 or 6 of these. So if you order as well, we'll throw these in with your orders as well. And if you want one specifically, drop us a little message through the archive and I'll arrange that we'll get one of these as well. So thank you very much to Jim for bringing those in.
If you want any more, I'll make some more.
There we go. If you want some more, Jim will sort them out for you. So as I mentioned, lifeofasaint.co.uk, there's just 1,976 of these limited edition boxes if you want to have one. As I say, it's got the book, it's got the DVD, the player cards in there as well, the scarf, which you can see behind me as well. But thank you so much to every single one of you who's got involved with the project so far. Right from the very start, it was incredible, the support. As I mentioned, proceeds are going to the players and also to the Saints Foundation. So thank you very much for everyone who's supported so far. Thank you to you for watching. Please keep supporting the archive. They do an amazing job and hope you enjoy the movie. Thank you very much and we'll see you very soon. Good night.